New bike day is a lot of fun, especially when you've built the bike yourself. Last spring I wanted to build a go-anywhere adventure bike. The Soma Wolverine is about as versatile as frames come, and this version 3 was a perfect palette for my build artistry. Put on 1,000 miles since this build. Now is a good time to look at the frame and build to see what worked for me and what didn't. Let's get started. In this episode, I'm going to take you through the frame and geometry of the Wolverine version 3 frame. In future episodes, I'll cover how I built this bike, including the drivetrain, drifters and brakes, wheels and tires, racks, lights, dynamo hub power, and the bags that I've chosen. Look for those videos coming soon and hit that subscribe button so you know when I upload those videos. This Wolverine is an amazingly versatile frame. I've seen frames built up for cyclocross and gravel racing, fully loaded bikepacking and touring, 650B and 29er Wolverines, Wolverines with Jones bars, single-speed Wolverines, and with that split seat stay, there are many belt-driven Wolverines out there. I like to affectionately call the frame a mutt. That's a huge compliment. I like to consider myself a mutt, jumping in and out of riding styles. I like how many build options there are with this frame, and I'll likely change this frame up into a new build someday. So the Wolverine version 3 is the perfect frame for me. Soma classifies Wolverine as a monster cross bike. I first heard that term about 5 years ago during a build similar to this Wolverine. I'm still not entirely sure what monster cross means. The closest I can come up with is a bike that fills the gap between a cyclocross bike and a 29er mountain bike. A drop bar wide tire bike that can do it all on pavement, gravel, and even single track. This frame has proven to be up for that task. On July 4th, Kate and I rode a century from our home in Madison, Wisconsin to Galena, Illinois. This 100-mile ride could be described as mixed surface, but it was so much more. This Wolverine rode fast and smooth on pavement, ate up the gravel on the hills of northern Illinois, and while it didn't feel fully at home on single track, it was still up for the task, much more so than any other drop bar bike out there. The sliding dropouts create a lot of build option versatility. With the Wolverine, you can add different dropout mounts, or sliders, to the frame to create a lot of different build options. Until version 3, there was only one slider option for the Wolverine, a single speed / geared quick release slider. But once the Wolverine gained popularity, other sliders were available in the aftermarket. Soma now makes various sliders for both quick release and through axle. My sliders are through axle, designed for DT Swiss style hubs. If you are new to sliding dropouts, they may be confusing at first, but it is a pretty simple design. The chain is tensioned by tightening 2 bolts in the front of the sliders. To make things simpler, the disc brakes on the Wolverine frame slide with the rear axle position. The key is to maintain axle alignment. These sliders are called horizontal body dropouts, and they make axle alignment really easy. To do this with a geared bike, simply put the chain into the large chainring and the largest cog. This is effectively your tooth capacity. This should be no greater than the tooth capacity of your derailleur. For my SRAM GX, this is 47 teeth, and I'll have a lot more on the SRAM GX in a future video. Next, open the 2 bolts until each are flush with the slider, then tighten the bolts the same number of rotations until the chain is properly tensioned. I've used expensive chain tension gauges, and I've linked one below in the description that I use, but I find it just as easy to set the tension by feel. It will be necessary to reset your brake pad positions after adjusting your dropouts. If there's enough interest, I'll do a video on that process as well. With focus on go-anywhere frames, there is little to dislike about this frame, but there are a few. The split seat stay is nice, and someday I might want to build this as a belt-driven Wolverine. But for now, I'm more interested in geared drivetrains. Yeah, I know, I could build it with an internal geared hub like the Shimano Alpine or roll-off speed hub, but those are added weight and a huge expense that I didn't want to include in this build. The split seat stay also adds an extra layer of care. On my shakedown ride, my gears weren't shifting properly. At first I thought it was just a SRAM GX derailleur not behaving properly. And again, I'll give my thoughts on that in a later video. I actually traced the issue to a loose bolt in the seat stay. Checking and tightening this bolt often is a must. I added a drop of blue Loctite for extra peace of mind. With a V4 Type A, Soma now offers a Wolverine frame without the split seat stay. But for version 1, version 2, version 3, and version 4 Type B frame riders, we should be checking this bolt. What I dislike most about the frame is that it's not powder coated and it only has a light clear coat. This results in the paint chipping easily. After only a few hundred miles, the paint chipped in several areas. 5 years ago, I built up a beautiful orange version 2. The paint began chipping around the bosses and other heavily used parts of the frame. It's only a matter of time before the same happens to this version 3 frame. Back to what I like, and this is the best part of the Wolverine, the geometry. Bike geometry is complicated and minor changes can result in very different ride experiences. I'll keep this simple and say that 5 areas of frame geometry make a bike ride a certain way. These are head tube angle, fork rake, trail, bottom bracket drop, and chainstay length. In the build video, I described the Wolverine frame as a great balance between the extremes of bike geometry. I predicted that this balance would result in a stable ride on dirt and gravel, while still feeling snappy on pavement. Each ride I took on this bike, that was the case, especially during the mixed surface ride during the July 4th century. Do you ride a Soma Wolverine and have a different experience than I have had here? Let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for future videos on this versatile frame. I'll cover the components of my build, including the drivetrain, drifters and brakes, wheels and tires, and anything that I've added to the bike, including racks, lights, the dynamo hub power, and bags. Click that subscribe button if you want to be notified of these videos. And if you found this video helpful at all, go ahead and click that like button. It really helps out this channel a lot. So be kind, keep seeking adventure, and keep rolling in the right direction. I'll see you in the next video.